Hey friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. Today we're going to take a little fun adventure, an afternoon here at Creekside Nursery. I actually had a great project planned for today and we're going to scrap that. We'll save that for another day. So what we're going to do, we got a fantastic delivery of our unique stone. This is our August order from our friends at Unique Stone. We'll talk about that in just a second. We also have gravel deliveries that are happening. Jerry is up there spreading gravel up at production, so I'm going to take you up there, show you that, show you the final grade, because Jason and his crew left into last week and it is all completely graded, gorgeous. Oh, you've never seen so much red dirt and be a beautiful sight in all your life, but it looks really good, so I'm going to show you that. And then if we have time, I am going to give you an update on the deck boxes at the house that I completely whacked back with the hedge trimmers a couple of weeks ago. I think I gave a lot of y'all heart attacks and panic attacks and anxiety attacks. Some of y'all were cheering me on and some of you were like, literally, what have you done? They're gorgeous. So I'm gonna show you that as well. First things first, we're gonna start in the shade because it is 2:30 in the afternoon, end of August here in North Carolina. Like everywhere else in the country, it is hot. So we're going to try to keep it cool to start with. Here we are down at the nursery. We did get our August order of the Unique Stone. It came around lunchtime today. And so this is what Unique Stone looks like when it arrives. Now, a bunch of you have asked about, want to see what's inside of it. How do you unpack it? So we are going to film that tomorrow when we begin the when we unbox it. And this is how it does come. It comes on an 18-wheeler. Jerry, of course, unloads it with the Bobcat. And so it just comes in these great, all these pieces are recycled. So Unique Stone themselves gets this cardboard from other companies. They use it, it's nice and thick. Inside, of course, if you remember, if you're familiar with Unique Stone, you probably know that they package all of their stone and their pieces with recycled burlap coffee bags. So we're going to try to peek in here so you can probably see just a little bit of a corner in there. So all of those beautiful pieces are wrapped up like you would not believe. It's like a big old Christmas present. They're wrapped up and then we have to unbox them, unwrap them, and then figure out what are custom pieces that people have ordered, what is for retail. We have to tag them, we have to put prices on them, names, the whole thing. So it is a quite involved process, and Unique Stone, of course, is quite heavy. So it's not like you can just, pick it up and just, sling it around and throw it around and move it super easy. Yeah, it's a little challenging to move. So we will have to have lots of people here and the equipment. But if you're like, Jenny, what in the world is Unique Stone? I will show you a couple of pieces that we have back here. So basically what we're going to do, I'm going to show you that, but the whole idea is that the pre-sold pieces will go here. They'll be marked with their names. And then over on this side, we will come over and put all the pieces for retail, like what you see here. These are, Unique Stone pieces that we had from our previous order. So they're beautiful, historic inspired, either replicas or inspired pieces that you use in your garden. This is one of the absolute most popular ones. This is the rectangular hummingbird planter, and so just gorgeous, but they weigh a ton. This one piece, I don't know the exact weight on it, I would say, 50 pounds. And of course, the bigger they are, the heavier they are. Like this Galloway urn. The Galloway urn is one of our most popular pieces, but my gosh, y'all, it is heavy. The top piece is actually two pieces. So the top is one and then the bottom is another. This pedestal right here is heavy. There's no way, unless you're like, the Hulk, that you could pick that up by yourself. We use, of course, machinery to pick this up. Or a ton of people. I don't even know how you do it with people. But anyway, they're heavy, to say the least. So tomorrow we will film that whole process for you, show you what we have. The goal is to have it unboxed and marked all tomorrow. That way, when we open on Wednesday of this week, we will be able to have those pieces out and available for sale. That is the goal. We shall see how exactly it goes. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to bebop up to production and check on Jerry. He is starting to spread some gravel, show you all the fun things there. Yeah, so let's head up to there. up at production, and Jerry is starting to lay the gravel, spread the gravel out. This is just one truckload. I don't even want to think about how many truckloads it's going to take to finish this project. It's going to be a lot. It is a lot. So what he is doing right now is, this is a load of what we call crush and run. And crush and run is not just straight gravel. It is nice big chunks of gravel, but then it also has the finer pieces of it in there. It's not really sand, it's just very fine gravel. And so I think, let's see, it's really little tiny pieces like this. This is what we use to create that base, nice and hard. It is not just, big chunks of gravel. I mean, it has it in that, of course, but it's a lovely mix. So Jerry is spreading that out because we want to put that directly onto the soil, and it forms a really nice mat, almost like a concrete asphalt type barrier. And this man is really good at spreading gravel, either in the bobcat or the tractor. But it's going to get us up out of this red mud. It's a blessing and a curse that we have not had rain in over a week. We need rain because it's dry, but it's been nice because we are not in the mud. So he is spreading that out, nice layer down, because this, of course, will all be road right here. And then once we have that nice layer of that crush and run down, we'll come back with what we call washed stone. And washed stone is just simply only the larger pieces of gravel. And so water can flow through that really nicely and drain properly. Brenna, of course, is very interested in the machines. I know people kind of freak out about her being near them. She's got great instincts, and she just likes to kind of like check it out. But she knows, okay, well, maybe I need to back up. This is quite interesting, and it's a machine, and I'm not, and I don't want to get run over. So don't worry about the dog. She's good, I promise. She's a good old farm dog. She'll be just fine. Now, up here talking about the whole facilities and the production area, people will ask us all the time, they're like, man, that is some really red soil. Yeah, it is. So when I say that we have red clay soil, I'm not joking, that's really what we have. To give you an idea of the final grade here, Andrew is back there working, doing measurements. He is doing all the measuring because, of course, like we've talked about in previous videos, that we will have a retaining wall going both down this side and then across. So he is taking measurements to know how much material we need for those retaining walls. And here comes old Jer with another load. So this area right here where Jerry is and I'm standing, this will be the front of the greenhouse, and we're not going to be in the greenhouse per se. This will be kind of the slope. So this whole slope that we see right here, all of this slope is going to be gravel, and we need it gravel because if you've watched any of our videos where we're kind of in production mode, you know that we have the wagons and the machines, and then of course tractor trailers come up here to deliver plants. So all this needs to be accessible to machines and not grass. So this whole front of the greenhouses will be gravel. That just makes sense. In front of the greenhouses basically will be about here and then back. Jason and his crew created a pad that's a 100-foot by 100-foot pad for us, but the greenhouse footprint is like a 90 by 96. So we're gonna have some wiggle room in front of the greenhouse, like directly up to the greenhouse, we'll have concrete, and then in front of that will be the gravel. So that kind of gives you an idea. Here we are on final grade of the pad. You can see how nice and smooth it is. Frank did an amazing job getting it nice and smooth for us. So what we're gonna do is just kind of take a little walk up here and a little tour so that you can see all that we did. Of course, we had to have this nice and flat as far as the pad, because if you're going to put a structure on it, you need that to be nice and level. So they got that for us. The rest of the property is not flat. Nothing is flat here at Creekside. And so what we're doing is I'm gonna walk up here so I can show you, I'm incredibly blessed with beautiful, massive, big old oak trees. And of course we wanted to preserve those, leave those here. So Frank did an amazing job taking very good care of them, not damaged at all. And so they are here. You can see, I think, hopefully from this perspective, that big old ditch, that swell that Frank had made for us just flows all the way down. Has a nice gentle shape to it now because nothing is flat here and we get water all over the place. And we needed to make sure that water did not flow back here into the greenhouse and did not flow onto the shrub lot, that it would come away and work its way down into the creek. So that is what he did, and it extends all the way up past the annex as I kind of pivot here. So those of you that have a perspective, here we have the other greenhouses, the annex, and went ahead and cleared out all kind of the younger saplings, trees that didn't have a whole lot of future. So we've got all this cleared out so that they could, clear it out for us so that we could build some more sheds or storages here, whatever it is that we need, an office. And then also the main reason was that it would be graded all the way down so that water coming out of the woods would flow down through there. But it's just an absolutely beautiful place under here. I mean, it's gorgeous. We're not gonna have gardens up here. I mean, it would be stunning to have gardens up here because the trees are just so beautiful. But alas, we can't have gardens everywhere. We gotta have some production facilities in some places. So this is gonna be production, but man, what a beautiful place to work, right? I mean, it's gonna be gorgeous and so fun. So what we're gonna have to do now is thinking about, we are entering into hurricane season. North Carolina, of course, on the East Coast gets it's decent amount of hurricanes. We don't get a lot of direct hits because we are so inland, but we can get the tropical storm water, rain, wind, and so forth. So if we were to get hit by a tropical storm right now, this would be just a massive mess because it is all exposed soil out there and on the pad. What we're gonna do is, it's not quite time to lay down grass seed because it's still a little bit warm. For us, we typically don't do that until maybe into September, October, but we're probably gonna go ahead and maybe lay some down because we have some left over from last year. Maybe we'll throw some down. We've talked about strawing different areas, and so we'll explore that area. One thing that we are definitely going to go ahead and put down some straw is down here on the other side of the pad towards the shrub lot and the mums. So we're gonna walk down there so you can get a whole perspective. I will see if Jerry can throw the drone up at the end of the day today to give you a nice big perspective, because it's just kind of challenging to give you the whole layout of the land from ground level. So that's why the drone is so beautiful and so helpful in that. But this is great because it shows you how the elevation. Remember, previously this was all essentially the same level. Now it would slope, but nothing like this. I mean, we have got a really nice little hill right here. This side will be, the greenhouse of course will come, the side will be here. We will have some gravel off to the side, probably not concrete, it'll just be, I don't know, a 6-foot path of gravel right here, and then the rest coming down will be grass. This is something that we're probably definitely gonna go ahead and get some straw on, because even if we got just a regular big thunderstorm, we would have a lot of, not really even soil, but just the red water, and then going down onto the shrub lot, and then, it would make the shrub lot not look very pretty, and we don't want to do that. So that is kind of what is happening here. Give you a different perspective, of course, of everything. To let you know how high it is, I am standing right here. Give you perspective of the whole thing, of course. I'm standing right on the edge of the mum pad, the shrub lot. So this is where I am, and you can see behind me kind of how high it is. And on top of this pad, we will then have, what is it, 4 inches of concrete, and then the building goes on top of that. So the greenhouse is gonna stand up pretty good. It's gonna be a doozy right there, and nice elevation. Just, yeah. A lot of fun things happening here for sure. And so what we'll do now is we'll make our way back down to the house, because I want to give you an update on that deck box and all the beautiful flowers in it. Here we are on the back porch in a little bit of shade just for a minute. And behind me, there you go. Those are the deck boxes. I believe it has been exactly 3 weeks from today that I trimmed them. And there you go, my friends. This is what they look like now. I have water soluble fertilized 2 times. And of course, I had put that slow release fertilizer back in them when we trimmed them. But look at that verbena, right? Beautiful, has flushed back out. I even kind of debated whether to show it to you today or wait a couple more days, but I wanted to go ahead and show it to you now because everything has flushed out so nicely. Like you can actually see the plum dandy now. The pentas, oh my gosh, so nice and thick and beautiful, nice big flowers on them. And the, oh my gosh, the verbena, dear heavens to Betsy, as are the petunias are coming back out. Remember, this is Mini Vista White. This is the new Supertunia Saffron Finch. It is doing just lovely. And then, yeah, that verbena is just unbelievable. Cannot be happier with that. The begonias are in here as well. The Selenias, this is the Selenia Yellow. It was the one that popped out the first, but then now that the petunias are coming back on strong, then the begonia is kind of fading, not fading away, but it's just kind of getting covered back up again. The one that has not done probably the best, it is coming though, is the Sun Patient. So this is that Sun Patient, and you can see where we've got some nice new growth on it, and we actually have some I just got buzzed by a hummingbird. Some nice new buds on it right here, but they're the ones that probably have taken the longest to be restored, shall we say. But I mean, gosh, y'all, I'm telling you, like this plum dandy, one plant right there, and look at it, how it's spreading over from both ends all the way over. Same thing with this verbena. It is one verbena right there. I absolutely am in love with this verbena. This is the pink chenille. I always get it mixed up. Pink chenille, pink cashmere, you know. It's one of those really nice cloths. But overall, I mean, I cannot be happier with how they are doing. They did exactly what I knew they would do. And honestly, they're not finished yet. They're still going to get bigger and better as the season goes on. They are on drip irrigation. That is one of the main keys to success for this, is they are on drip irrigation. They get watered once a day. And great soil. I replace this soil every year because to have this number of plants in here with the vigor that they do, they're going to have, their root systems are going to go all the way down and fill up these boxes. So great soil, consistent water, and then of course when you can do consistent fertilizer, that certainly does make a huge improvement. But just, I love it, y'all. Absolutely love it. And that's the thing, is when you do these mixed containers like this, is you're going to have certain plants that are going to maybe stand out. We're gonna come back in the shade. It's hot. You're gonna have certain plants that are gonna do really well and be super vigorous, and you're gonna have different plants emerge at different times as far as like their vigor. The begonias, cool weather, they were bigger earlier. The petunias, once the heat hit, the verbena, once the heat really hit, they just took off. And that's okay with me. Like, I don't have to see every single plant in like perfect form. I love how they intermingle, and some are more vigorous and take over. Maybe you trim them back or you keep them in check, and they just kind of, the bed's always changing, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's not a static bed. It's not just it's the same from week to week or month to month. It's constantly changing and how it looks. But the lesson, don't be afraid to prune your annuals. They will love you. They will put on a beautiful, beautiful show for you, and just do great. So anyway, that is kind of the afternoon here at Creekside Nursery. A very full day as is normal around these parts. Stay tuned. I do want to get Jerry to get the drone up for you, because as you saw, we got 2 more loads of gravel. That is it for the day. There's going to be more tomorrow. It is after 4 o'clock already, so it takes them. The quarry is like almost like 45 minutes, an hour away, so it takes a little bit of time to leave here to go to the quarry and then come back. So they will be back probably tomorrow with more loads of gravel, but I think he was going to get started on spreading those 2 loads, so that way he can show you and throw the drone up. I mean, who doesn't love a good drone shot, right? As always, we so appreciate you. We hope you found this fun, informative, entertaining, inspirational. Y'all have a great day. Thanks so much for joining Creekside. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.